everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's InsideAgameR, and today we're going to be covering the hottest topic out there currently. Is X-Plane any good, and is it still worth it in 2020 and 2021? So look, let's find out. With Microsoft Flight Simulator still finding its feet with bugs and gameplay issues, I've been getting a lot more comments asking me, is X-Plane worth getting? Is it worth picking it up? Is it better? All these kind of questions. So what I thought I'd do, I'd create a little bit of video on X-Plane 11, and we'll discuss all the kind of major topics of the game. So in today's video, I'm going to share my views on X-Plane 11 in 2020 and going into 2021. X-Plane 11 has been around for nearly 4 years now, and it is still one of the most popular flight simulators out there on the market. So we're going to be looking at a few factors today, like price, aircraft, the community, scenery, ATC, gameplays, etc. And also sharing what I love about this great simulator. So our first talking point today will be the price, because I think this is the one that gets people the most. It is still quite expensive. It is currently on Steam, and the game goes for around €64.99, obviously depending on where you are in the world, but that is the price for me. Now this can range between €45 and the €64.99 upwards when sales are available. Now in the next week or two there will be a Steam winter sale, and usually this does drop down to the lower end of this price. I think I saw it last year for $42.99. So it's definitely worth checking out in the next couple of weeks. Definitely during them sales, if you're a bit umming and ahhing, I wouldn't pay the full price, but definitely for the £40 mark or the €40 mark, it is definitely worth picking up. But in my opinion, it is still very worth this price. Now there are other ways of getting hold of this. If you want to find it on a bit of a lower price, you can check other key websites, etc. Sometimes you can get it around the €45 to €50 mark. But I would definitely hang on and wait for the Steam winter sale next week. Definitely worth to see what it comes out with. Especially since Microsoft Flight Simulator was released this year, maybe they will do a really nice sale, because there are a lot of people that are looking into X-Plane because of the minor issues that Microsoft Flight Simulator currently has. So they might drop this to a really good sale price. So fingers crossed for the Steam winter sale there in a couple of weeks' time. The next topic, which is a very important topic, is how the planes fly, the flight models, and X-Plane has an excellent flight model. It uses the blade element theory, and it works over 5 steps. Now this makes flying a lot more realistic, makes winds and pressures affect the aircraft unlike any other flight simulator. So the breakdown of these 5 steps, they are quite complicated. We won't go into them too much detail, but the element breakdowns, the velocity determinations, the coefficient determinations, force build-up, and it gets back to work. So basically it repeats the process 15 times per second while you're in flight. So anything to do with air pressures, rotary pressures, speeds, it uses all the elements to compute what the flight model should be. This is one of the only flight simulators that use this, and it is an excellent piece of software. And it's definitely one of the big advantages to X-Plane 11. The flight model is superb, and it really gives you a real life effect of flying aircraft. Next on my list today is aircraft. We all want as many aircraft as possible, but unfortunately the default aircraft you get with X-Plane 11, you just don't get that many. But what it may lack in quantity, it definitely makes up in quality. All default aircraft work really well. The exteriors and interiors modeling are great. All buttons and switches work, and proper flight procedures are needed for your startup procedures. There are also many freeware and payware aircraft widely available in this simulator, which obviously is a huge benefit, obviously being out a few years. But the Zebo 737 is nearly studyware quality and definitely worth picking up for free. Some payware jet prices can be expensive, but the detail that's gone into those models, for me, it definitely makes up for it in my eyes. Like if you have a personal favorite aircraft, if you pick it up, you might spend a little bit of money on it, but you'll probably find yourself you'll use that the most to fly. For me, the Tolis A319 I think is a perfect aircraft. I like it. It's one of my favorites, and it is on the price side, but it definitely worth picking up. So unfortunately, when it comes to aircraft in the game, yes, you don't get that many. But the quality is really up there. It's really good. And like I said, there are a lot of freeware options available, as well as payware quality available for this simulator. Next on the list is scenery. This is the subject that many people talk about the most when it comes to X-Plane 11 and Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is what worries them the most. Obviously, the default scenery in X-Plane 11 is just not as nice as Microsoft Flight Simulator, but also it is not terrible in my eyes. With a couple of scenery enhancements, freeware and payware, you can really make the scenery great. The amount of freeware airports available is amazing. The sim looks best around 8 to 10,000 feet, I find. Free sky and cloud textures really improve the game, makes a huge difference. So with a little bit of effort, you can really enhance this sim scenery. X-Plane night scenery also looks amazing. So it is not that bad, guys. A lot of people are very worried about this because when you do go from one to the other, yes, there is a difference. But like I said, with a couple of add-ons, you can really make X-Plane 11 look beautiful, and you can really make a really good simulator with the scenery. Now, anyone that may pick this up, I have a lot of links in my Discord. We link anything that we find, all of us together that play X-Plane, any of us that find really good links, freeware or payware, we do put them in a category in the Discord. So if any of you might be new to this or picking this up, there are a lot of free add-ons, a lot of payware add-ons. Definitely come in there, check them out as well. Next on the list is the weather system. The default weather system of X-Plane 11 actually is really good. You can have real-world weather that will refresh every 15 minutes to your location, or you can do custom. Now, I actually think that the weather is quite realistic. It does affect the planes quite a lot. The winds are really strong sometimes, so obviously don't put them on too strong unless you want a little bit of a challenge. But the only thing that's a little bit of a shame is that there's no seasons modded into this. Now, that could be something maybe that might get done in the future, but it'd be really nice to be able to get a few other seasons involved as well. Okay, next is ATC. Now, this is probably the worst part of X-Plane 11. There is no VFR options. It is very robotic, and I personally never fly with ATC on. I always use Pilot to ATC or VATSIM if I want to add that realism in, but there is no issues flying without ATC. But the ATC, it does need some work. I don't know if they're going to do something with it in the future or not, but it's not a big deal. Like I said, a lot of us will fly on VATSIM, or like I said, we can use Pilot to ATC or other add-ons that will make that a hell of a lot better. But for me, it doesn't make or break the game. Like I said, I'm quite happy to fly without it. Just do things when I'm ready, you know, taxi out when I'm ready, take off when I'm ready, and land when I'm ready. Especially if you're kind of new to the game, new to flight sims. It is actually quite nice just not to have to worry about ATC on top of all the other things that you need to start remembering. That is something that you can bring in later to your game. So finally, let's move on to the big question. Is X-Plane still worth it in 2020 going into 2021? And of course, I would have to highly recommend this simulator. It runs really well on all low, mid-range to high PCs. It currently has just had a Vulkan update and it's still being worked on by developers even though Microsoft Flight Simulator has been released. The great range of add-ons, freeware and payware, the range of aircraft, small or big, and the huge factor of this for me is the community. They're a great part of this and they're really helpful. Using the X-Plane org site, if you need anything, those guys will help you in an instant. It's very active, and for me that makes a huge difference in this game. There are some minor problems with the game, but the good definitely outweighs the bad in this case. So for me, I would definitely pick up this game if I was you, especially if it does drop on the sales next week. I'd definitely pick it up. Any of you guys that are looking into Flight Simulator, some of you guys that started playing Microsoft Flight Simulator only just started getting into Flight Simulators, and I know it's got its issues, but if this drops on the sales, this is definitely worth having on your hard drives. So just finally, before we leave, guys, I just want to mention that I have now created my own virtual airlines. If any of you guys would like to come fly with us, Discord link in the description down below. It's called Simply Connect Airlines. We have started in England and it's something that I'm trying to grow and build. So if any of you guys might be interested in flying for virtual airlines, please hit me up in the Discord and I will explain all the details for you there. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and hopefully I've given you a little bit of insight to X-Plane 11 and what to expect for the future. And other than that, for myself, guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.